and allowing him to push the offense when he needs. The combos that a chaplain's using right now is the sword and shield. It really allows him for some mobility, and then in his offhand set, he's got a scepter and a focus. It's a really powerful combo, one of the more offensive combos for the Guardian. It allows him to use the focus to set up a blocking shield, and then he wraps his enemies up in a chain, swaps over to his sword, teleports in, and unleashes a powerful attack. This spike is really hard to deal with and really powerful, and as you can see, Tirza fell quick to it. And so one of these things is, the big cool thing about Guild Wars is you can really build your characters in a lot of different ways. You could build the Guardian to be a very kind of defensive support character. You could bring a staff, you could run around, support your allies, remove conditions, put walls down, really protect people. You can also build the Guardian as an offensive character like Chaplain did here. You could build the character as a very tanky character. You could take mace and shield, and you can take the hammer, put up wards, knock players back, stun characters, do lots of different things like that. Really kind of one of the goals that we're trying to do at Guild Wars is have all the characters have the ability to build lots of different builds and really have a lot of diversity in the things that you can do. Now the Ranger has a lot of things that we've been playing around with. One of the things that he does really well is he's got a lot of range. He can do a really powerful ranged attacks. His pet can do a lot of damage, keeping you at distance. And one of the cool things about the Ranger is once you get him down, he can use his pet to resurrect himself. And so you have to finish a Ranger off. Downed mechanic is really important in PvP. If you do not finish a character off, he can get back up. An ally can come up and resurrect him just by getting up to him and using the interact key, which is bound to F. If you use the interact key, you'll start resurrecting your allies. If you use the interact key on an enemy, you will use the finishing move, which will instantly finish someone in the down skill and knock them off. It has a long attack skill, and so you got to be really strategic about when you use it, because if there's a lot of enemies attacking you, you will die while doing it. You can also be interrupted, and a lot of the down skills play off this. They'll try to interrupt you, or they'll make yourself invisible to try to avoid getting finished off. And so there's a lot of play to when you go down. And so there's a lot of kind of back and forth and when you go down, when you're going to stomp someone, or when you're going to resurrect people. And so there's definitely not the end of your character when you go into a down state. You really got to think about it. Another big thing is how fast you can kind of recover and change the battlefield. Just because you're down in points doesn't mean you're out. There's a lot of mechanics to the capture points. If you get up to a capture point, you can neutralize it really, really fast. This strategy allows you could quickly neutralize all the points, stop the amount of points that everyone's taking. The first team that gets to 500 points wins. And so there's a lot of strategies that evolve around quickly neutralizing all the points so that you can make a quick turnaround. And so a lot of the things about PvP is utilizing a lot of these tools, whether it be the trebuchet, whether it be the down mechanics, whether it be running around as a group, whether it be splitting, whether it be using the scouting of this on top of the clock tower, destructible terrain. There's a lot of ways to play the game, and it's really kind of up to the player to choose how he's going to use these tools in PvP and overcome his opponents. And so as you can see, PvP is really dynamic, has a lot of different pieces to it. And so, I encourage you, go down to the ESL booth, down in the back right-hand corner of this hall, play it. Even though the line will be long there, the games are really fast. Our games are about 10 minutes long, and so we can get people in and out really, really quickly. It's one of the big goals that we have at PvP is that it's a fun, fast, quick game. And so, I really encourage you guys to come down, play some PvP at our PvP booth, and give it a try out for yourself, because nothing's like the true experience. And so I want everyone to thank Chaplain and Tirza, run around showing you off some PvP map, and everyone back home for putting all this stuff together.